Just break all this Russia down. Explain to us what exactly is going on.
Well, first of all, this is an extraordinary story in the New York Times. This was the FBI in the days after Comey was fired. The FBI, led by then acting director Andrew McCabe, they'd opened a counterintelligence investigation into whether or not the president, either wittingly or unwittingly, was effectively an agent of the Russian government. It's an amazing story. There are a couple of important things to say about it. One, it reflects the deep distrust, total breakdown in trust, I would say, between the President of the United States and the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Right.
That they would actually be investigating the President's actions not during the campaign, not the question of collusion, but whether or not he was acting as President, as an agent of the Russian Federation.
Yeah.
That said, there's another very important thing, which is eventually, we got the appointment of the special counsel, Robert Mueller,
right.
And there has been zero indication that that has been part of the Mueller investigation. There was enough evidence to then make that part of the Russia investigation. So it says a lot about how suspicious the president's behavior was, his meeting with the Russians, with the Russian ambassador, the Russian foreign minister in the Oval Office, but it also says a lot about the way the FBI leadership at that time, all of whom have been or are gone, viewed the President of the United States.
Right. So, well, let's talk about the meeting in Helsinki.
Yeah.
Because that's glaring. I mean, he basically took Putin's, the Russian side against the CIA and the FBI, remember that?
Yeah.
And nobody knew what went on there except for the interpreter, and then he took the notes away from the interpreter. So what do we make of all that? I mean, are we ever going to get those notes?
Well, that was the meeting in Hamburg. That was a different meeting with Putin. But the president
I'm sorry.
does.
Wait, in Helsinki, I saw that. Nobody was there except the two of
exactly.
them.
And here's and there's some important context. This president does something that I have never heard of any other president do. He meets with foreign leaders one-on-one with translators.
Right.
So we know he's done it with Putin several times.
With no national advisor.
With no national security advisor, no Secretary of State, nobody else from his team.
Right.
But it's important to point out that that's a total break with precedent, and there's reasons why you don't do that. First of all, the president's doesn't know everything in the world about whatever country, no matter how brilliant the president is. But secondly, if you have to follow up on anything coming out of those meetings, you need your national security apparatus to do that.
Right.
But it's also important to point out, he didn't just do it with Putin. He met one-on-one with several other leaders. He met one-on-one with Kim Jong-un for an hour and a half in Singapore. He met one-on-one with President Xi of China at Mar-a-Lago. He takes phone calls from foreign leaders in the residence, just him, which again, normally you have your whole team there.
Right.
So, it's important context. It's not just the way he behaves with Putin.
Stay, please.
Okay.
Yes.
We have more to talk about. We'll be right back. It is Jonathan Karl.